Okay guys, so I am back and I'm just gonna real quick show you when I make potatoes. So I'm taking this out the refrigerator. These are onions that I cut up. Also cut up red onions and do the same thing. So this is some red onions that I already had in the refrigerator. These are some red onions that I chopped up earlier this morning. So these are some potatoes and they're already starting to brown because I have them out, but I already chopped them up. I don't really, they're about this big. Give or take. Some are a little smaller, some are a little bigger. Just to show you that the size does vary. I mean, it is what it is. I'm not a professional chef. So what I'm doing now is it's on medium heat, the pan, and I'm waiting for the pan to heat up. I'm going to grab my organic extra virgin olive oil, and I'm almost out. I need to buy some more. I keep it in the cabinet. I don't know if that's supposed to be, but if it's not, then somebody let me know. So I kind of just give it a quick fill with my hand. And boom. So I have 4 potatoes. And what I want to do is I want to coat the potatoes with the olive oil. So in here, if you guys can see that, there's probably about 2.5 to 2.5 tablespoons. So bam, 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 bam. There's that. I'm getting the oil. I'm gonna get the oil all nice and hot. Let me show you some of the seasonings I'm working with. This is my pink salt, my pink Himalayan salt. I also will put some of this on this adobo with cumin. I love this stuff. I put it in my potatoes all the time. I'm also gonna use chili powder. I'm going to use some smoked paprika. I am going to use some garlic, some more cumin because I love it, and where is it? Oh, cayenne pepper because I like a little spice. I put whole oregano. Yes, I do. I love it. It tastes really good. You should try it. And then I just need some regular ass crushed black pepper. So I'm gonna get my potatoes in the pan and then I'll be ready. Okay, I'm back. So got the potatoes in the pan, got some red bell pepper in there. What can I let on? I don't know. Would that be better or worse? Okay, got the onion, got the red bell pepper, got the potatoes. So what I'm doing now is I'm just trying to coat the potatoes with the oil. And also, see, there's some chunks in here that are too big, and sometimes this chunk right here is still too big, this potato. That is Diggy playing with the piggy. Let's see if I get a quick shot. Hey, Diggies! He's playing with the little pig. It squeaks. I got this from Walmart. He had one not too long ago, and he like tore it up. So also, like I said, what I'm doing here is I can actually see how big the potatoes are, and some of them are a lot bigger than what I want, and I'm just going through and coating the potatoes with the oil, and also just trying to make sure they're not too big, because you do want the potatoes to cook evenly, and sometimes they won't. Sometimes, you know, because you got small ass potatoes and you got big ass potatoes, you know what, they're not gonna cook evenly. So I'm kind of taking a look and seeing, I think I want more red bell pepper. So this is the red bell pepper that I said I already had cut up. And I just sprinkle some more in there until I like what I see. I'm very visual when I cook. So everything I cook, it has to look like I would eat it. I think I'm going to put some more onion too, because you can just never have enough. Alright, I think I like that. And then I'm just looking to see if I need to cut any more. So I guess it wasn't too much oil. It is going to, if you want it to coat the potatoes, you want enough to coat the potatoes so they look well coated, and then the bottom of the pan still looks like it has some oil on it. See? Does that make sense? Okay. So next thing what I'm going to do is I am going to put salt in the potatoes. Like I don't measure, like I said. So for this, I want to say it's probably going to be about a teaspoon. So I put the salt in, and I'll let them kind of like do their thing, probably for about 5-10 minutes. And then when I see that the potatoes are softening up, I'll go ahead and season the rest of it. So, and then after I put the salt, what I'm going to do is cover it. So I'm going to do that, cover it up, and I'm going to come back and just show you what it looks like. Okay, you guys, so I put the salt, covered it up with the top. So I do have it still on medium heat. It's going to cook like this, probably, like I said, for about another 5-10 minutes. And then when I notice that the potatoes are starting to get soft, I'm going to go ahead and season it with the rest of the seasonings that I have here. I'll put this away. So like I said, and I just want to let you guys know this is kind of salty as well, and I did use salt in the potatoes. So you want to monitor how much you, that's also why I have some more cumin, because this is salty. It has cumin in it, and it does have the cumin flavor, but it can get extra salty. So I do start with a little bit of this, and I notice that the potatoes are a little salty and I want more cumin flavor. I just go ahead and do the cumin. That makes sense? Alright, so once again, going over the seasoning, cumin, I have the adobo, I have oregano, and this, I just put a few sprinkles. Probably for this, I'm going to use like a half a teaspoon. And that's guesstimating, y'all, like I really don't even know. Garlic powder, chili powder, smoked paprika, cayenne pepper, and then regular fresh black pepper, freshly ground. Of course, black pepper, so yeah. That's that. We're just waiting for these potatoes. So I'm gonna let this cook, and then I'm gonna come back after I season it to show you what it looks like, and then I'm gonna let it cook some more. You know, everything is always different when you make it, because oh my gosh, Diggy. Because like I said, I don't use measurements, or I don't follow recipes or anything, so it's just kind of like, it is what it is. It comes out and it's usually good, so it is what it is. I'm gonna go back to Diggy because he's just making all this noise, having so much fun with his pigs. See, all of our stuff is being, that's my the top to my steamer. I was letting it dry. I steamed my hair Tuesday. Hey. It's so funny. Hi, puppy. All right, y'all. I'll be back after I season the potatoes. So I did forget to mention, don't forget to occasionally stir, which I didn't. I think it was sitting here for about 5 minutes before I decided to stir it. But you see how quickly they do start to brown. And it doesn't take long for it to soften. And that's why it's a good idea to cover it, because it's, to stir it, because you're covering it and it's steaming. So I don't know if you saw that, but it was really easy for me to pierce that larger size potato. So I'm going to take this. I'm going to show you this potato right here. It's hard doing it with one hand, y'all. But it was easy for me to separate. So that means that it's ready for me to season. I think that seasoning after the potatoes soften help absorb the flavor a lot more. And it just cooks better. I don't know. I don't know. I can't say that it cooks better. I just think that the potatoes absorb the flavor a lot more and a lot better after you season it when it's been softened. So I'm going to go ahead and season it. I'm going to come right back and show you what it looks like. Just real quick, this is what it looks like before I stir it. So I'm going to stir it up, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys, it's all stirred up. Got all the spices on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover it back up. Top, cover it back up. I'm probably only going to cover it up for like another 10 minutes. It actually cooked fairly fast. I think a lot faster than I expected. So I think I left the top one too long before I seasoned it. Like it probably was actually there for about 7 to 8 minutes, and I probably should have just left it for 5. So it's a little softer. Diggy! It's a lot softer, and then that's also, I'm only going to cover it up for a few more minutes, and then I'm probably going to take the top off and let it finish cooking so that it can get that crispy brownness and not get even more soggy and turned into mashed fried potatoes. So, and that is what I was going to say. That's another reason why I'll cook it with the top off. I typically just cook it with the top on, but in this case, because I used a lot more potatoes than what was necessary, And I don't know, I may have used too much oil, but I don't think it was too much oil because it was just enough to coat the potatoes. But anywho, I think I may have I just made too many potatoes. So I will come back because that's it. I seasoned it. I actually tasted it. It tastes really good. I think I put too much cumin in there because it accidentally just like I don't know, poured out. I don't know how that happened when it has those little holes. Anyway, I'll come back with the finished product. Yay. Okay, you guys, so this is coming up. See, can you see it better? Okay, this is coming up on the finished product. There's a little color because the cumin, I mean the chili powder and the paprika. With the paprika, I do want to note that don't just use, you know, a little bit because it does have a strong flavor, and that one is smoked paprika. I noticed that smoked paprika has an even stronger flavor than regular paprika. So that smoked flavor comes through on that paprika, honey. So be careful. If you have smoked paprika, don't use too much. If you use too much, you'll definitely know. That's the only thing you'll be able to taste. So this is what we got, and I am still letting it cook. It's still on medium. I did just uncover it right before I pressed record, and like I said, because I used too many potatoes, I am taking the top off just to kind of get it more crispy. I don't know if you can see that one. You see how that one got all nice and charred. What are you barking at? That one got all nice and charred. So I'm trying to get it like that. And also, just another disclaimer: you want to create a nice balance with your stirring. Don't stir too much, but don't stir too little. Sorry, phone call interrupted. But you don't want to stir too much because you don't want it to burn. But also, if you stir it too much, you won't get that charred look, or the crispiness on it. You want to get the crispiness. And if you stir too much, your potatoes can become mashed potatoes because they're soft. So I think this has been going. I don't know how long the other video wasn't cooking. So let me see. Yeah. So that's kind of what I'm looking for. And I try not to stir. I'm just kind of like flipping. Because you don't want to disturb the potato. You want the potato to stay a potato. You don't want it to become mashed. Well, that's about it, y'all. So, yeah, that's all I got today. And, damn it. That's what I get for trying to do stuff with one hand. So, that's what I got today. I'm making these potatoes. These potatoes I eat with, with anything, really. But mostly I do use these for my potato and egg taco, my breakfast tacos that I told you guys about in my last video. So I am going to be making that today. I'm going to make some coffee, and I'm going to make my potato and egg tacos. I'm going to take this off the heat because it is done, and then I'm going to take it off the eye. And some giblets that fell that I'm about to eat. Delicious. Alright, you guys. So that's it for this video. Thank you for staying tuned. I hope you like this video. I hope you learned something. I hope you try this recipe. Like I said, it's not really a recipe. You guys can put whatever you want in there. You can just put salt and pepper if you want, and garlic powder if you want. It's whatever. You can. Sometimes I'll put all three colored bell peppers. So I'll have like green, yellow, orange, red. I'll have all of them in there with onion. Sometimes, like today, it was just red bell pepper and onion. Sometimes I'll throw some jalapeno in there if I have it in the refrigerator. Like I said, I just try to use what I have and just throw everything to make it in. But I threw my jalapenos away because I did let them get really, really bad. There were like 3 left and they were moldy, so I had to throw them away. So no jalapenos this time, but that's why I added the cayenne pepper. Can't say that word, cayenne pepper. All right. Anyway, once again, bye.